Hello, good evening. NATO commanders in Afghanistan say they're about to launch a huge offensive against the Taliban. Thousands of coalition troops will be involved in the operation in the south of the country. Here, the Defence Secretary Bob Ainsworth has warned the public to expect more British casualties. The offensive will take place in central Helmand Province on the Marjah Plain, which is said to be the last stronghold of Taliban control. From Helmand, here's Frank Gardner.
The rumours are rife. A battle is coming. Fear of imminent fighting has sent these civilians fleeing for safety. NATO has made no secret it hopes to drive insurgents out of central Helmand Province and bring in Afghan government forces. It's intended to provide security, but some fear they'll be caught in a crossfire. We left our village, says this man, because of the coming fighting. I want to save the lives of my family.
Thank you for coming and helping him.
British and Afghan forces have been training together for this. For the first time, Afghan commanders have played a major part in preparations. Afghan ministers have also been closely involved in planning the civilian aspects.
What we are looking to hear for this is to send a strong signal to the Afghan people that the Afghan government is expanding its security control. And of course, this is an Afghan-led operation. That's the thing that has been so impressive thus far.
Last summer's Operation Panther's Claw took a heavy toll on British troops. This time, commanders are hoping that by telling people they're coming, the insurgents will melt away. But the Taliban are still expected to have planted a large number of lethal explosives.
Casualties are something that we have to expect when we're involved in these operations, and this is not in any way a safe environment, and it doesn't matter how much kit and equipment we provide for people, we can never entirely make these operations risk-free.
As final preparations get underway, NATO commanders know they will have to do more than push back the Taliban. If they don't follow that with stable government, then they will have failed. This may be a military-led operation with all the hardware and quite possibly casualties that entails. But commanders here who've been planning it say the test of its success will be whether the civilian population of central Helmand ends up being more secure as a result. Frank Gardner, BBC News, Kandahar Air Base, Afghanistan.
And our security correspondent Gordon Carrera is with me. Gordon, tell us a little bit more about the aims of this operation and why do we know about it now, before it's even begun?
Well, the aim of this operation is to take back control of the remaining villages and towns in central Helmand, which the Taliban have been controlling for the last few years. Now, the biggest town is Marjah, but there are also other villages in the area. It's a huge operation. We're talking about something like 15,000 troops, Americans, Afghans, and also we're expecting around 4,000 British troops to be involved. So why is this being signalled in advance? I mean, why have military commanders decided to give up the element of surprise, which they normally value? Well, part of the reason is that they're hoping that by signalling that such a large force is coming their way, that the less hardcore Taliban will decide not to fight. They'll melt away, leave the town or put down their weapons. And this is really part of a wider strategy by NATO, the new strategy, in which the aim is not to kill as many Taliban as possible, but to take control of population centres, to win over the population and to secure their support. What no one is sure about is how many Taliban will stay and fight, what kind of devices they may have left behind, and that's why we're getting this warning that there could well be casualties.
Thank you. Gordon Carrera. Britain is to cut the number of visas it grants